And now, your forecast first from the CBS 17 Storm Team.
Good Friday afternoon to you. I'm meteorologist Bill Ray. As we head into Friday evening, skies are clear. Greensboro and Charlotte. We have a few partly cloudy skies, but mostly sunny in the Triangle. And on the futurecast for this evening, boy, oh boy, everything's going to look nice. There's no chance of rain for your Friday night football games. Just a gorgeous feeling, too, outside. Very comfortable. 77 at 7 o'clock. Sun goes down before 8. And then we're clear. 70s turn into mid-60s by midnight. How cool will we get today? And what about your weekend? You know I've got those answers. They're all coming up this half hour.
Now, local news that matters. This is CBS 17 News.
Big developments today in the ongoing story of Silent Sam. New tonight, who wants to put Silent Sam back up? Plus, who investigators are looking for tonight for bringing Sam down.
We have live team coverage from Chapel Hill tonight, including where CBS 17's Richard Essex found a police body camera after Monday night's melee.
But first, let's get the latest on the Silent Sam investigation from our Derek Lewis.
Angela and Marius, I have been talking to UNC police as well as the district attorney all day today. 3 people have been charged with misdemeanor riot and misdemeanor defacing of a public monument in connection to knocking down this statue. Today, charges came down on 3 people connected to this week's toppling of Silent Sam on UNC's campus.
I met with investigators yesterday, and they felt like the misdemeanor charges were the appropriate way to go, and I agreed with them.
Orange County District Attorney Jim Woodall will be prosecuting those individuals. Right now, the 3 have not yet been arrested nor identified. However, UNC Chapel Hill police tell me none of them are affiliated with the university. Days after it was knocked down, one UNC Board of Governor, Tom Goosebley, expects it to go back up.
Oh, I'm not saying it. The North Carolina law says it. The statue has to be replaced within 90 days of its going down. The law's clear on that.
There's no word on when that statue will go back up or if there are plans to do so. Woodall says investigators are going through as much information as they can.
There are many kinds of evidence. There's a lot of video evidence, actually a tremendous amount. That's why it's going to take the investigators some time to go through it all.
Now, investigators say this investigation could take several days. Police say more charges could be coming. Live in Chapel Hill, I'm Derek Lewis, CBS 17 News.
Derek, thank you so much. After the Confederate monument came down in Durham last year, Durham police arrested more than a dozen people and eventually 8 faced charges. But in January, the Durham County District Attorney announced his office would not pursue any of the charges in the Confederate controversy. And in all of the chaos Monday during the Silent Sam protest, a UNC police officer lost a body camera, which could have video evidence of the protest. CBS 17's investigative reporter Richard Essex actually found that camera. So, Richard, where did you find it?
Well, yesterday, when we were walking across the lawn here at McCorkle Place, the lawn had just been mowed, and I looked down, and there's this camera. These cameras are about $400. They're not really expensive, but the evidence inside of these cameras could be priceless. While walking across McCorkle Place lawn towards the Silent Sam pedestal, I came across a small black box partially hidden in the grass. The black box turned out to be a police body camera. The first question is, who lost the camera and what video is stored on it? I think I found something that might belong to you all. The university police officer I spoke with was wearing a camera very similar to the one I found, and he told me they had some missing. But before I could verify it was theirs, a second officer took the camera.
We want to make sure that what's on there is taken care of, especially if there's any kind of evidence or anything on there. Essentially, a body cam may possibly contain evidence. It has to be taken.
Yeah.
It has to be cataloged correctly. And if it's state property, especially UNC state property, and it's here, I mean, I'm going to take custody of it and make sure it gets returned properly.
I went back to UNC Police Department this morning to inquire about the body camera I found. I wanted to know how much the cameras cost and how many of these are missing from Monday night. According to the manufacturer's website, they sell for around $400. I'm also trying to get answers on how easy it is to access the video on the camera. There are user manuals and how-to videos on the internet. We were referred to the University Communications Office. Hi, Randy. This is Richard Essex at CBS 17. I left several messages, which none of them were returned. However, I did receive an email late this afternoon saying the camera does belong to UNC Police, and the only way to see the video is with a court order. We have sent a list, we have asked the university for a list of items that were lost during the protest and the replacement costs of those items, and so far we haven't received that list. In Chapel Hill, Richard Essex, CBS 17 News.
Surely a police officer noticed that missing. Richard, interesting story. Thank you. UNC is urging students to stay away from a possible protest rally tomorrow on campus. According to UNC, there might be a protest rally at McCorkle Place, the former home of Silent Sam. University says it is working with the town of Chapel Hill to ensure everyone's safety. And you can count on CBS 17 for the very latest on the Silent Sam coming down and the Confederate controversy throughout North Carolina. You can find all our coverage of the statue coming down on the old Durham County Courthouse, plus the ongoing battle to remove 3 statues from the state capitol grounds.
The longtime Wake County Register of Deeds retired more than a year ago, and now Laura Riddick is on her way to prison. This morning, Riddick pled guilty to 6 counts of embezzlement and admitted she took almost $1 million from the county. CBS 17's Beershell Edmay was in court when the judge handed down Riddick's sentence.
Holding an elected position of trust, I committed a serious crime for which I will always be deeply remorseful.
Teary-eyed former Wake County Register of Deeds, Laura Riddick, accepting a plea deal for 5 to 7 years, admitting guilt to all 6 counts of embezzlement.
I will find ways in prison and after my eventual release to make further amends and to contribute positively again to our community.
Her lawyer argued that Riddick's diagnosed mental illness and financially troubled childhood led her to, quote, a compulsion to hoard money. But buried inside 15,000 pages, DA Lauren Freeman's evidence showed regular, deliberate decisions to steal nearly $1 million of your tax money.
She made 650 cash deposits. These cash deposits often being every other day, every couple of days.
In his sentencing, Judge Paul Ridgway did not hold back.
Without question, Ms. Riddick's crimes are outrageous. The most egregious aspect of the crimes is the destruction of public trust through dishonesty, deceit, and abuse of public office.
The current Wake County Register of Deeds, Charles Gillum, a former district judge, left the courtroom disappointed.
Public officials in general, what we need is to send a message that they cannot abuse the public trust. And in my opinion, today's agreed upon outcome does not send that message.
Gillum says his office is still missing money, though Riddick paid back her restitution today. This case doesn't end here. 3 of Riddick's co-defendants and former county employees will also go before a judge. Reporting in Raleigh, Beershell Edmay, CBS 17 News.
The Register of Deeds office tracks and records the paperwork for real estate transactions, marriage licenses, and birth and death certificates, and works with a lot of cash on a daily basis. And according to prosecutors, Laura Riddick she set it up so she was the only one handling cash that came through her office.
Her retirement is unrelated to this investigation.
Riddick suddenly retired April 1st of last year, citing health reasons, and one day after the SBI announced thousands of dollars missing from her office. Riddick controlled the Register of Deeds office starting in 1996, and over the next 11 years, she was elected 6 times. But according to the indictments, money didn't start disappearing until August of 2010, for the next 6 years totaling more than $2.3 million. 3 of Riddick's former employees, Troy Ellis, Veronica Giron, and Murray Parker, also face embezzlement charges.
Court dates for Riddick's former employees have not been set.
New at 5, Fayetteville police charged a driver in connection with the deadly morning crash. Police say Terry Sanders hit a motorcyclist, and even though the rider was wearing a helmet, he died at the scene. The crash closed the road in the area for several hours. Right now, investigators have not released the name of that victim. And in southeast Raleigh along Sunnybrook Road, a driver knocked down a power pole. The driver should be okay, but the crash caused a power outage and the road near Middlebrook and Pool Road closed while crews repaired that power pole.
A Wayne County mainstay needs help to clean up and fix up after being hit by vandals. Country fruit stand number 3 shared these pictures with us showing the damage after vandals ransacked the business late Tuesday night or early Wednesday morning. The majority of the fruits and vegetables and jar goods were destroyed. Mickey and Karen Phillips have operated that fruit stand for more than 25 years.
That is just not cool.
Not cool at all. Well, for a lot of families, this weekend will be filled with back-to-school preps.
But summer is not over just yet, and the weather could not be better for the Lazy Daze Festival, which is in Cary. CBS 17's Robert Richardson is live tonight in Cary to show you the impacts and preparations if you plan to be going. Robert.
Yeah, you can see all the road cones behind me. Closures started early 3 hours ago as the town starts turning the area around Town Hall into an outdoor art gallery and marketplace. Now, those barricades over there went up on Academy Street at 2 to start making space for vendors to set up. Other closures will be Ambassador Loop, East Adams Street, Wilkinson Avenue, and part of East Durham Road will be closed to make room for shuttles. They're expecting upwards of 50,000 people this weekend.
There will be parking in downtown Cary. It's gonna be kind of crazy, so our next best option are our shuttles. So we have 2 locations for that. One is going to be at Green Hope High School, and the other one is going to be at the Cary Town Center.
Now, those shuttles are free and run every 30 to 40 minutes from 8:30 to 6:30 on Saturday, from noon until 5:30 on Sunday. And the area is for pedestrians only. No pets, bicycles, skates, or scooters that we've been hearing a lot about these days. Now, coming up at 6, you'll hear from the city about an exciting new thing for this year where there's going to be a portion of pavement turned into artwork, and visitors can assist a special artist with that project. You'll also hear from a vendor from the coast who talks about what makes the setup here so special. Reporting live in Cary, Robert Richardson, CBS 17 News.
Robert, sounds like a good time. Lazy days tomorrow and plenty of high school football tonight.
A lot going on. Bill Ray, will the weather cooperate with all of our weekend plans?
You betcha. And here are your temperatures hour by hour for the next 12 hours. They're going to be comfortable no matter what temperature you pick, no matter what time you're looking at. We'll have the Lazy Days forecast, see what's in store for our complete weekend on the mountains of the coast, all coming up.
Your car's getting old and the mileage is piling up. I'm Steve Sprazier. Coming up, is it worth it to keep it running? And if so, what's the cost?